Fine, I'll watch this dumbass video.
Okay, now, I would be remiss today if I did not discuss one of the great issues of our time.
Issues.
And that is that the actress Ellen Page, who is, was, and shall remain a woman, is now a man. So let me read you
What a
the
great
headline from
issue.
CNN, which conveys zero information. Right, we have now been forced as a society to simply say nonsense, to simply just say things that are nonsense, that don't make any sort of logical sense, that don't actually translate from English to reason. Okay, so here is the headline, and you tell me if you know what the hell this means. Okay, ready? Elliot Page, Juno star, shares transgender identity. Do you have any idea what that means? Like, seriously, do you have any idea what that means?
What? That's so... Okay, let's hear it one more time. Let's see if he's missing... Let's see if there's something completely missing.
Okay, ready? Elliot Page, Juno star, shares transgender identity.
Yeah. Elliot Page. The person he is. Juno star. What he did. Because he was in Juno. And then the last part was...
Means. Okay, ready? Elliot Page, Juno star, shares transgender identity.
Shares transgender identity. Let's see. I think it means Elliot Page, Juno star, shares transgender identity. I think that's what that means. To be more specific, Elliot Page was in Juno, was a star in Juno as an actor, and is now transgender. So yes, during Juno, Elliot was known as Ellen and was of the female gender. But now, she changed her name, as I could change my name, to Elliot, and has also changed her gender to reflect her feelings. Because gender is a social construct. Yeah. Okay, so Elliot Page, the person, Juno star, occupation, I guess. I don't know what else to call it. Transgender something. What did he say? Transgender reveals transgender. I don't know what the fucking
Means. Okay, ready? Elliot Page, Juno star, shares transgender identity.
sorry, shares transgender identity. So she's sharing that she's trans. But he's trans, I guess. He's like, that's... I guess that's what he's about to be confused about, is like, well, wait a second. Why are you saying Elliot Page if Ellen Page is the one sharing that she's transgender and is now Elliot Page? If Elliot Page was transgender, wouldn't that... That's... I betcha... If he says that, I swear to fucking God.
Identity. Do you have any idea what that means?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, do you have any idea what that means?
Transgender.
When I first saw the headline Elliot Page, I thought, whoa, Ellen has a brother? No, it turns out that Ellen Page is now identifying as Elliot Page. And the media, instead of saying, here's a headline with content, Ellen Page announces she identifies as man, wishes to be called Elliot Page.
Wow, that is a tremendously longer headline. A different headline would be Elliot Page, formerly Ellen Page, is transgender, or just like talks about or reveals she's transgender, or whatever, like reveals he's transgender, sorry. Right? But that's literally what the other title is. It's just more complicated. It's just better, like, simpler words. Elliot Page, Juno star, reveals transgender. I always forget what the fuck. Okay. Ben's just dumb.
Right?
He
now,
just wanted to, like, that's a way longer article title that is completely unnecessary. If you want it to be like doing something like that, which is stupid anyways, you can say Elliot Page, bracket, formerly Ellen Page. It's useless, and you just put that in the body. You don't need to put that on the headline. I'm pretty sure that's probably in the body. Okay? The headline needs to be small, short, and sweet. And Elliot Page, Juno star, reveals transgender, whatever the fuck. What word did they use?
As Elliot Page. I thought, whoa, Ellen has a brother. Like, seriously. Shares transgender identity.
Shares identity. Oh, God. Why did I forget that word, of all things? That's a super simple, sweet headline. And then in the... It doesn't even matter. It could be in the body. It doesn't have to be in the body. But I feel like Ben just never read the article.
As Elliot Page. And the media, instead of saying, here's a headline with content. Ellen Page announces she identifies as man, wishes to be called Elliot Page.
Yeah, that goes into the body, okay? That's not a fucking title.
Right? Now I would have the whole story. But Elliot Page, Juno...
You know where you can get the whole story? In the fucking article that was written that's titled that, you
star
shithead.
Conveys nothing, because Ellen Page was the star of Juno.
Okay, so he didn't read it, by the way.
So I'm like, wait, was her brother in that movie? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Oh, he did do the thing. He did do it, right? That's why he's confused, because Elliot, yeah, he did do the thing where he's like, well, it's just less with transgenderism and more with, because that would be, he'd be showing his hand too much. So now it's just about the actress v actor stupid thing, even though, so, okay. So, so basically, by the way, if you are, let's say, Tom Cruise decides to, wait, actually, hold on. Do we know, what is a prominent actor with like a strong middle name? I don't know. Anyways, let's say Tom Cruise has a middle name Michael, whatever. And he changes his name to Michael Cruise because he's like, Tom Cruise is dumb. I want to change it, okay? That doesn't mean that he wasn't in Top Gun. You can say, you can change the name and be like Michael Cruise instead of Tom Cruise. Michael Cruise. Formerly Tom Cruise. Now Michael Cruise, okay? You can say Elliot Page. Formerly Ellen Page. Elliot Page. Because I don't think, like, there's, in my opinion, like, dead naming is bad. You shouldn't presently refer to somebody as their old name. But if you say Elliot Page, formerly Ellen Page, I think that's okay. I don't see why not. Just because it clears that up instantly, where you see this and you're like, oh, Ellen Page, Elliot Page, are those two different? No, like, it's the same person, okay? Like, how Ben's getting completely fucking nut dragged right now. But he just doesn't understand that the title also does that, okay? If you say Elliot Page, Juno star, okay? Elliot Page, Juno star. All right, okay. It's like, wait, what was Elliot? Oh, transgender. Oh, okay. Transgender identity. Oh, okay. So it was. Oh, Ellen Page has transitioned to Elliot Page. Oh, okay. Easy. It's in the title. It's right there. It's very simple, but it's also a title. If you read the fucking rest of the body, I feel like it would. Anyways.
Because the media have created this bizarre standard whereby if a person declares themselves...
Can I find this article? Juno, he said this title was Juno star declares, was it declares? No, reveals. Wow, I'm oh my god, I'm like in the wrong spot, so my keyboard where's this article? There, CNN. It's a full article. It's not just two things. Okay, look, read the fucking article, Ben. Elliot Page, Juno star, shares transgender identity. There's the title. Here's the shitty article. CNN, meet Elliot Page. Okay, we're introduced to the new Elliot Page. Awesome. On Tuesday, the Oscar-nominated star of movies like Juno and X-Men, Days of Future Past, shared with fans that they are transgender and identify as non-binary. Term used... Oh, okay, never mind. It's not even he. It's just they. So a person whose gender identity is neither man nor woman. I feel lucky to be writing this, to be here, to have arrived at this place in my life. The actor who was formerly known, I think it's I'm pretty sure. Is she straight up non-binary or non-binary? I mean, I feel like she's non-binary, like he, they. Yeah, right there. Okay, never mind. He, they. Okay. I feel lucky to be writing this. Blah blah blah. Who was formerly known? I feel lucky to be writing this here to arrive at this place in my life. The actor who was formerly known publicly as Ellen Page wrote on Instagram. It's almost like dipshits only read fucking titles. But also, the title is relatively informative. Elliot Page, comma, Juno star, comma, shares transgender identity. Hey, you might be, it's possible, if you're an idiot, to be confused. I don't even say idiot. It's possible to be confused. Oh, maybe Elliot Page maybe Ellen Page has a brother and was in Juno. Oh, okay. Read the fucking article then.
A member of the opposite gender, the entire world, especially in the media, must immediately flip on a dime, stop calling them by the name everybody knew them as, and stop calling them by their biological sex. You end up with complete nonsense.
Well, okay, so I assume that Ben also calls everybody by their biological sex only. Oh, wait. No, he doesn't. Ah, fuck. Because I'm pretty sure he's called Blair White. She is being polite. Okay, then just be polite to Elliot Page then. And guess what? That's called gender. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Complete bleh coming out of the mouths of the media. Now listen, Ellen Page.
Okay. Oh, dead naming. If we go back to the article. Oh my god, it's almost like they... Oh, it's his old name. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's Ellen... Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wrote a letter on Instagram
Shut
saying,
the
quote,
fuck up. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, the old name is in here. Oh my god. That means they didn't just automatically switch to a dime and refer to him as only Elliot. Oh my fucking god. You're dumb. You don't read articles,
identify
buddy.
however she wants. I don't
know.
care. Really, it makes no difference to me. She is an adult human.
Wait.
Complete bleh coming out of the mouths of the media. Now listen, Ellen Page can identify however she wants. I don't care. Really, it makes no difference to me. She is an adult human. She can.
Then why the fuck are you here making this video? If you don't care, why the fuck are you... Oh, wait, you do care. Also, why are you calling him Ellen Page still? Ah, you must care on some level then.
Do whatever she wants. It is a free country. However, it being a free country, I am also free to point out that Ellen Page was, and shall remain a woman. Because Ellen Page is in fact a woman.
Wait. So you can identify however you want. But I'm not gonna let you. That's like... You can walk across this street right now, but I reserve the right to shoot you if you do. Right? Or actually, sorry. Let's make this less susceptible to some dumb shit. Because you're like, well, no, you can't murder people. You can tell somebody, you have the right to walk. I'll let you walk across my lawn. But if you do, I'll shoot you. Wait. Like, right? You're like, you clearly don't care if this is your stance. Or sorry, you clearly do care if this is your stance. Like, come on. Come on. You care a little bit. It's okay. You can say it. It's okay. You care just...
Now, I'm happy to call Ellen Page Elliot if she wants to be called Elliot, because people change their names all the time, and you can, in fact, change your name by declaration.
Ah, okay, so you can change your name.
You cannot, however, change your sex by declaration.
Ah, but she's not... Sorry, he's not doing that. He's changing his gender. Ooh, You missed that part. You missed that. There's two things. There's sex, and there's gender. He's not changing his gender. He's changing his he's not changing his sex. He's changing his gender. Ooh, you missed that one, buddy. Ooh.
Or your gender by declaration. That is not how this works. There is no other area of...
Oh, you can't change your gender by declaration? Hold on. How can I change the gender on my... Change the sex designation on your driver's license to X gender, gender neutral. Visit a Service Ontario Center. Ah, fuck, I can do it. Huh, that's weird. That's like government approved too. Huh. Interesting. What's stopping me? Why can't I change my gender? Why not? What's stopping me from doing that?
Life.
Like, okay, so this is besides the point anyways. But whoops. How do I describe this? It's easier for him to garner support with his other point because in like a super cherry-picked way, like you can't change your sex, right? Like it's just because that's just how your body has chemically developed, at least not right now, right? We don't have the technology capable of transforming your body to revert and change how your body chemically developed over your existence, right? So right now, as it stands with current technology, we can't change our sex because it's a physical thing that has happened over many years over your development. There's technology like I think you can now. I think if you can, there's a couple. There's a way that you can like introduce or remove, because I think to become male you have to be introduced with the Y chromosome, or however it works. So if you're if you can get to the egg as like, I don't know if it has to be directly when inception happens or whatever. I don't know. Like, I think there's a way technically that you can change the sex or assign the sex basically chemically before birth. But that's as far as our technology has gotten so far. So yeah. So yeah, you technically can't change your sex right now. Well, you can't. I don't have to say technically. You can't, because that's like a function of your human development that naturally occurs. But gender has fuck nuts to do with that. Right? The things that like anyways, it's just dumb to be on that point, but it drives, but what he does with that point is he drives off a couple other like prongs off of it, right? So it's like, okay, you can't change your sex. Well, sex is tied with gender. It's not, but to him it is, right? He argues that it is, and he'll make some other like kind of grouped up things, and it's like, okay, dude. Like, oh, you can change your name, but you can't change your gender. Like, yes, you can. Like, it's the same thing. Like, why can't I change my name? Why, like, what's stopping, what forces are stopping me from changing my gender? And the problem is that we have to define gender first, and the way he defines gender is probably some dumb bullshit, or he defines it simply as, oh, gender is just a reflection of your sex, which is a total redundancy on the point, because if the word sex and the word gender meant the same thing, why would we have two different words for them? So, but like you have to weasel through a million different things to get to that point. In which you'll never talk to anyone who will ever ask that. So
simply declare themselves to be a thing, and everybody goes, "Oh, okay."
Wait, what?
Another area of life in which people...
Sorry.
Or your gender by declaration. That is not how this works. There is no other area of life in which people simply declare themselves to be a thing, and everybody goes, "Oh, okay." Right?
Changing your name, changing your last name, changing your occupation, changing... What? What the fuck? What? I am currently Matt. I will now change my name to my middle name. Okay, or I will now change my name to Bob. Whatever, fuck. You can do whatever the fuck you want. My last name is Smith. I don't like my parents. I'm gonna get out of my parents. I'm gonna change my last name to my caregiver's last name or whatever the fuck you want. Okay, you can do both of those things very clearly. If I wanted to, I could declare that I am a carpenter. I can go and start a carpentry business right now and declare that I'm a carpenter. I might not get that much business because I have no experience as a blah blah blah, like a million other things. But I can do that, and society around me will accept it naturally because it's just what happened. You're just hyper focusing on this one thing. If I changed my name and I walked up to you and I was like, "Hi, I'm Bob," you're not gonna fucking open up my. Oh no, your name is actually Matt. It was given to you at.
An objectively verifiable thing, right there. You can declare your sexual orientation. You can declare a thing that you like. You can declare that you're a fan of this particular band. You can declare that you have a sexual attraction to X, Y, or Z. Right? That's all subjective, and all we have to go on is your behavior, which is objective, and your subjective self-assessment. However, when you're declaring something as core as your sex, there's no.
Good thing Elliot Page is not doing that. Good thing they aren't doing that. Good thing this is a talk about gender, not sex. Come on, dipshit.
No objective measure whatsoever whereby Ellen Page is a man. None. Right? She is a woman.
What objective measures make you a man or a woman? Can I get an answer to that one? What is objectively making you a man? Right? Dick and balls? Well, what if you get those cut off? Are you no longer a man? Boobies. Well, sometimes you have to get that removed because of breast cancer. Are you no longer a woman? Long hair. If I shave my hair off. A beard. If I shave it off too. Or I get it surgically, the hair follicles surgically removed from my face. Right? What is objectively male and what is objectively nothing? Besides like your fucking, this is how we talk about sex, is you have to swim all the way down and find your fucking chromosomes, which has nothing to do with how you look. Once you get away from chromosomes and other physiological aspects that could affect you in a different way, right? So there's like, yes, of course, women have a higher chance of breast cancer. Doesn't mean that no man can't get breast cancer. Yes, men have a higher chance of colon. Doesn't mean that women can't get colon cancer, right? So there's no objective thing, even in the sciences. Like even when you go down to the biological level of differences, most of them, I'm gonna say most of them. It could be all of them are like bell curves. Anyways, so this is dumb.
And yet we are immediately told by the media that to even address Ellen Page or Elliot Page as a she is discriminatory. It's very bad and very discriminatory. And so you end up...
Well, yeah, it's just rude as fuck. What the fuck?
with complete inanities and insanities. Okay.
But it's also discriminatory because there's like a body of work against, like, that's discriminatory. That's the main thing. That's why it's discriminatory, is because there is a body of work that shows that these actions are typically in a discriminatory fashion, right? So there's a reason why me not calling an elderly person sir isn't discriminatory, because like we're not going around killing old people who dared to be called sir.
Okay, so Ellen Page declared that she is now a man, okay? But she also declared that she is a queer man. Now, this is confusing, because if she were a queer man, this would mean that she is attracted to men, which would technically mean that she's a straight woman, right?
This one's tough to like. It's just so removed from so many things that it's hard to even mention it. So, okay, how can I think of this as an example? How can I describe this? Okay. When you're attracted to somebody, what are you attracted to? Are you attracted to them solely because of their gender, right? Are you only attracted to your spouse or whatever, your partner, because they are male or female? Fuck no. If that was true, you would literally be capable of dating, or you would have zero issue between dating anybody, because the sole reason you are attracted to somebody is because they are male or female. So since I'm pretty sure you're not obtuse enough to be like, nope, I'm only attracted to this person because they're male or female. Like, okay, so there are other reasons why you are attracted to somebody. What are those reasons? They're funny. You think they look good. Right? A lot of subjective things. So if all of those subjective things fall under, so all of the subjective things that you like, if they fall under somebody, they're capable. Let's say you meet somebody and they meet all of your criteria. They're funny, they look good in your blah blah blah. They look good, they're funny, whatever else you think is attractive. They meet all of your criteria, okay? How they identify themselves has literally zero bearing on, or shouldn't have any bearing on, why you're attracted to them. Right? If you met the perfect person for you, okay? You had amazing sex, everything like that. Everything checks out, okay? The way they identify literally has zero bearing on if you're attracted to them. They could say they're male, or they can say they're female, and it doesn't matter. Now, if the person you're attracted to identifies as female, and a big part of why you're attracted to them, because the sex is good, but they now want to identify as a man, the sex can still be good. What happens is if they decide to get transitionary surgeries, then maybe that aspect changes, but not because their gender changed, but because they decided to get a surgery that changed them the same way that you might be attracted to somebody because they look good, and then they get a really shitty tattoo. Like they just get a big old dick on their face. They just tattooed a massive dong on their face. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to be attracted to you anymore. Sorry, you've that criteria box has been absolutely annihilated. So now I'm no longer attracted to them. Nothing has fundamentally changed about their identity, their gender identity. No, that person with a dong on their face could be male or woman or neither, and you are still just as unattracted to them, no matter what they identify as. So this is like a dumbass point to be like, well, actually, Elliot Page, who is formerly, who is biologically the sex of female, is actually a straight woman. No. She is giving off certain characteristics that we describe typically as male, okay? So now she is formally identifying herself as male because so the characteristics that she gives off, she wants them to be more male, basically. I think that's how this kind of shit works. I don't know because I'm not trans. But the way it would work in my mind is that I feel comfortable giving off certain vibes. And those certain vibes typically fall under the male category, so I would want to transition and call myself male so that I fit better with the presence I bring to a room. So now, in a perfect society, because this is, I think, where Ben kind of gets confused, is that in a perfect society, that wouldn't matter, which is true. In a gender-neutral society, it doesn't matter. There is no such thing as, like, male vibes or female vibes. It's just people, okay? But the problem is we don't currently live in that society. We still have gender norms. We still have a concept called gender. But in a perfect world, medically, you would just look at your sex, because there might be some different things that you have to look at based on your sex. But in the social world that has butt fuck to do with science, or whatever you want to call it, with biology, we would just give off human vibes, and you will be attracted to whatever vibes you're attracted to, and other things. So there was a lot of shit to talk about that really didn't pertain to the point. Or it does, but in like a roundabout way. Because he's making the point of like, well, actually, Elliot Page is technically a straight woman, but is identifying as a queer man. It's just funny. Like, no. It's just a dumb point.
Because if she is an actual woman attracted to men, this would make her a straight woman. But we know she's not that because she was a lesbian, right? So she is married to a woman, as far as I'm aware, and that means that she is a lesbian. But now she is a man, and according to her, this means that she is a white, straight male. So how's she queer?
Yeah. Wait. Okay. Again, here's another confusing part. He's confused with how relationships work. So, this is a problem with bi-erasure, okay? Bisexual people get harassed because of this exact same reason. You don't have to date somebody to be attracted to them. Just because I'm dating somebody of the opposing gender to me, now I'm not, I'm very straight, okay? But I could be attracted to men while dating a woman. It's very simple, okay? So Elliot Page can identify as queer, because I'm pretty sure the way she identifies herself, since she's they, them, it's basically, like, I feel like, yeah, queer, because queer isn't strictly, cause she's not saying she's gay, she's not saying she's straight, she's saying she's queer, which I think typically means, like, almost whatever you want it to be, but less of it than pansexual. So yes, she can identify as queer and date whoever the fuck she can date whoever she wants. Or he can date whoever he wants. That's like the point. Sorry, I'm getting really fucking, my mind is getting blitzed right now with Ben Shapiro struggling to call Elliot Page Elliot Page. He keeps on bringing up and it's blowing my mind as well. I apologize.
She's a white, straight male. So here is how Wikipedia tries to sum this up. You ready for this? According to Wikipedia, in
summary, queer doesn't mean straight or gay, and I also don't think it means bisexual. Queer is queer. I'm like, now, gay people would like call themselves queer. So like that's maybe because the old one. Yeah. So queer, strange or odd. Spoiler. Verb. Anyways, queer is an umbrella term for sexual and gender minorities who are not heterosexual nor not cisgender. Originally meaning strange or peculiar, queer came to use pejoratively against those whose same-sex desires. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Right there. That's it. All queer means. Done. That's my roundabout point was this. It's like, she's not gay, she's not straight, she's queer.
In January 2018, Page publicly announced his marriage to dancer and choreographer Emma Portner. So this means that Ellen Page is a gay man married to a woman, according to Wikipedia.
Nope, that's not a queer man. A queer man, okay? Queer doesn't mean gay.
Which makes that Ellen Page is a gay man married to Emma Portner. 2018, Page publicly announced his marriage to dancer and choreographer Emma Portner. So this means
Yeah, no.
that Ellen
Ben's
Page
just
is
dumb.
a gay.
It's not like Wikipedia worded it. Wikipedia just said Elliot Page marries so and so, who identifies as female. So, a man marrying a woman, and Elliot Page identifies. I thought I was going to say something about the other person, but no. Sorry. Elliot Page. I don't care about the fucking girlfriend at this point. Elliot Page identifies as queer. Queer doesn't mean gay. That's why Elliot Page identifies as queer. Because, like, originally, before, Ellen Page could have identified as lesbian, but now that her gender has changed, she's not gay because Elliot Page isn't attracted to men. Elliot Page is attracted to women. But Elliot Page is the way Elliot Page can describe himself however he wants. So if he wants to say queer, then he can say queer. If he wants to say straight, he can as well. Like, it just depends on how you're attracted to people. It's totally possible that before, in the past, Ellen said she was lesbian, and that can just change. She could have been bisexual, and now it's Elliot Page, and he's queer. Like, it's just, you're allowed to change these things. It's not that hard.
A man married to a woman, according to Wikipedia, which makes no sense at all, like, in any way, shape, or form.
Makes
And you're
complete sense. You're just a moron.
expected to simply mirror this. Not only that, the left has particular standards.
What am I mirroring? Elliot Page is married to a woman and identifies as queer. And queer means you're not heterosexual, you're not cisgender, you're just strange or different. You don't really give a shit, really.
Standards with regard to who gets to play parts in movies. So, for example, Ellen Page, now Elliot Page,
Okay.
with regard to, and you're expected to simply mirror this. Not only that, the left has particular standards with regard to who gets to play parts in movies. So, for example, Ellen Page, now Elliot Page. Right? I'm saying Ellen Page not because I wish to offend Elliot Page, but because until 5 seconds ago, nobody had ever heard of Elliot Page. So nobody.
But here's the problem, okay? He's going to say this, but then almost any time in the future that he will ever, it could be 20 years in the future, and somebody could bring up something about Elliot Page, and he would refer to Elliot Page as Ellen Page, because, like, and then he would have some brand new argument. So this is just a softball toss to the side argument, which the reason he's doing it is because in, like, a small roundabout way it makes sense, right? Okay, yeah, I'm just referring to both names simultaneously because, like, you know, it just happened. I'm just trying to ease people into it. Like, no, you're not. But it's not like I can hammer him on the point, like, oh, well, you know, you just want to call Elliot Page Ellen Page because that's blah 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 blah. Even though he's basically said that before, right? This is how you can. This is how you should do your video if you were going to talk about Elliot Page, and this is exactly what the article did. Meet Elliot Page. Oh my God, we're being introduced to Elliot Page. Who is Elliot Page? Okay, Elliot Page was known as Ellen Page. Okay, cool. And then never reference it again because you just need to reference it once because there's no need to every time. I don't even think they even mention the name Elliot Page ever again. But regardless, every time you talk, because it's just like one small article, but every time you say Elliot Page, you don't need to go Elliot Page, formerly Ellen Page. Elliot Page, formerly Ellen Page. Elliot Page, formerly. You could say it once, okay? This is one video, okay? You could say it one time. It's okay.
She knows who the hell I'm talking about. So I'm going to use the name that people know her as. And then over time, if you want to call Elliot Page, that's fine. But for like today, I feel like it's fair to mention that Ellen Page and Elliot Page are the same person.
No one cares.
That if somebody tunes in and hears Elliot Page, they don't think Ellen has a brother. Okay?
Nobody cares.
So, here's the headline from TV Insider. Elliot Page is reportedly to continue in same role on Umbrella Academy.
Okay.
Now, Umbrella Academy on Netflix, it started off that the series itself is based on a comic book. In the comic book, Ellen Page, who, again, is a woman, and is in the series a cisgender woman, right? Like a woman who is a woman, is a straight woman in the first season. In the second season, Ellen Page becomes a lesbian because Ellen Page is a lesbian in real life, I guess. I mean, I assume that's what the plan was there, and that it has something to do with how Ellen Page wanted to act, because my understanding is that's not something directly from the comic book series. If it is, forgive me, that's fine. Who cares? Okay, but here's the part that's hilarious. So according to Variety, they say there are no plans to change the character Ellen Page plays, her gender, on the Umbrella Academy. So the series is publicly showing their support, and they say they are proud of their superhero. We love you, Elliot, but Elliot will be playing a woman. Now, I've been firmly informed that this is discrimination and cultural appropriation. When Scarlett Johansson, a straight...
I want to fucking end my life, dude. Okay, this is a straw man to the nth degree. Besides some spurglords on fucking Twitter, nobody gives a shit. The general tone for this is, in general, a transgender person should probably play a transgender role. That just makes sense. In general, that's what should happen. If you can't find one, okay, or for whatever reason, the person, like, the auditions go and every single trans person you bring on has awful auditions and just can't for the life of them get the part, then of course, like, make exceptions. But for the most part, a transgender person in a character in a show that is transgender, or movie or whatever, should probably be played by somebody who's transgender. That just makes sense. The same way male characters are played by males and female characters are played by females. Now, yes, of course, female characters can be played by men, and male characters can be played by females. That happens all the time. Okay? It just happens. Females who have played... Actually, this happens mostly in anime, like animated things and cartoons. Like Bart Simpson is voiced by a female. Hey, Hilary Swank, Kate Blanchett, Amanda Bynes, Catherine Hepburn, Angelina Jolie in Salt, true. Gwyneth Paltrow, Barbara Streisand, right? Okay. Men who have played. Whoop. Charlie Chaplin, Alec Guinness, Divine, John Travolta, Alstar Sim, Rupert Everett, Adam Sandler, Ben Winshaw. This is a thing that happens.
Woman was slated to play a transgender man in a movie. This was considered very, very bad to play a discrimination and cultural appropriation. When Scarlett Johansson, a straight woman, was slated to play a transgender man in a movie, this was considered very, very bad form. In fact,
nope. Actually, I think this one was a very bad... No, I don't know.
Only trans people could play trans characters. So I have a question. If Elliot Page is...
Okay, I don't... hold on. What movie was... How do you spell Johansson? Johansson going to play... Wow. Okay, yeah. So I think this is like the one bad... like this movie got fucking canceled because of how much hate it got, which is stupid. But nobody actually is serious about it, besides these stupid, shitty Twitter mobs, actually gives a fuck if this happens. But in general, a trans man should probably play the role of a trans man, or a trans woman should probably play the role of a trans woman.
Is in fact a man, the way that the media have declared that she is a man, then why is she allowed to play a cisgender woman? Is that not...
Well, Elliot already had the role, so it's hard to switch roles. So I mean, yes, it's not cultural appropriation. And now if there's a new role, okay, if Elliot Page wants to play a different role in a different show as a straight woman, then it's kind of it's like, okay, well, you could just try to find a role as a transgender, like whatever, like a transgender man. Like, I don't know why you, but This is stupid, okay? This is like, what is another example of this, okay? Oh, okay. You're in the fucking workplace, okay? And you're working for McDonald's, okay? But while you're working at McDonald's, you're going to college to become a doctor. It's not like McDonald's is gonna fire your ass because they're like, you're at college to become a doctor. That means you're no longer a McDonald's worker. Doctors don't work at McDonald's. Get your ass out of here. No, they're gonna keep you. Like you're not gonna get fired because your preferred job title isn't your current job title. The same reason that you're in a active role as a straight woman, you're not gonna just randomly get out of that, like, unless of course Elliot Page wants to get out of the role. There's no reason to kick Elliot Page out of that role. It's a role. This is how acting works. Like, what the fuck?
Cultural appropriation. If a normal, non-trans man decided to play a woman today, everybody would suggest that this was a violation of long-standing norms. It was cultural appropriation. But
Wait, what?
this was a violation of normal, non-trans cisgender woman. Is that not cultural appropriation? If a normal, non-trans man decided to play a woman today, everybody would suggest that this was a violation.
Where are these movies, okay? When were these movies made? Charlie Chaplin, way the fuck 1914, okay? I'm pretty sure Charlie Chaplin is pretty well fucking known. Alec Guinness in 1949. Divine in 1988. John Travolta. Yeah, okay, I'm pretty sure this role wasn't like, because you gotta watch out, some of the roles might be like satirical in nature, so I'm just gonna read through these. I'm pretty sure John Travolta's role as Tracy Turnblad's wasn't satirical. In famous of all actors who've played women, the late great Divine, is that literally his name, was no stranger to female roles in films and was favorite. Yep, okay, so this also happens. I'm pretty sure that wasn't satirical either. I don't know. Oh, this is a comedy. Maybe it was satirical. Rupert Everett. Years later, Rupert Everett, who takes on the role of... For a visit. Maybe that's satirical. I don't know. Adam Sandler plays both title roles in... I'm welcome. Thank you by his twin sister Jill. Double the Trouble. I don't know if the like the movie's a comedy, but I don't know if in this movie the role of being like Adam Sandler being a woman, I don't know if that's played off as like a joke, the same way in fuck, what movie is that? I don't think it's gonna be here, is it? Fuck, what's that movie? Oh my god. The movie with Wait a minute. Robert Williams played the grandma, whatever the fuck. Oh god. There, fuck. There it is. What's it called? Known for blah. There, okay, Mrs. Doubtfire. Okay? Mrs. Doubtfire, it's like a joke that he's playing a woman. Like he's trying to like sneak and like spend time with his kids. Like it's not a serious role of a man being a woman, right? In the same way that this might be played off. Okay? Or this, blah blah. But anyways, so this happened and nobody has ever given a fuck. So you're just making this up besides some random fucking Twitter spur lords, okay?
Of long-standing norms. It was cultural appropriation. But if a woman declares herself a man, then you have to make a choice. Either she is a man, in which case she can't play a woman anymore, or she is not a man, in which case she's not a man.
This has never been, like, I don't know where... I know Ben only reads titles. Do I have a notification? For fucking what? For everything? I know Ben only read the title to this fucking article. So I'm pretty sure Ben only, like, opens up the disc for a fucking movie, or like just looks like the cover for a movie and sees like, oh yeah, that's a woman playing a woman. But come the fuck, like, nobody, literally nobody nobody's argues this.
But because our culture is unbelievably stupid, it is both, right? That is the way that this works. So good news,
you just have no idea what's
Elliot
going on in the
Page
world.
can still play women and also can play transgender.
Well, no. This is not actually what's arguing. The only thing that you're arguing about, what you're arguing about, the point you're arguing about is that what you're actually arguing is, should Elliot Page keep a role that he already had? Okay? Not, there's no argument right now about can Elliot Page play future roles as women, okay? That's not the argument. You're arguing against, should Elliot Page keep his current role as a woman in a TV show, okay? Nobody has talked about future roles. You're pulling this out of your fucking ass cheeks right now.
Men presumably can also play men, which is really exciting. One further note on all of this.
Well, yeah. Transgender man can, of course, play the role of a man. What the fuck? No shit. Okay. That one's just painfully obvious. Like, what?
If you feel like this is crazy and that this is being crammed down on you, that is because it is. That is because this is not a fringe phenomenon anymore, right? This is something that
Yeah, just in case that point misses you, okay? The reason why people argue, okay, I'll say myself, the reason why I would argue that transgender people should play transgender roles is because there's an aspect of being transgender that you as a straight person can never understand, and it might be important to the film to portray that, okay? And there are aspects in film, right, that, like, it's important that a man plays like the man role, okay? Because, like, of similar aspects, or a woman plays a woman role, okay? There are, of course, going to be movies where, like, the big problem is that it's not like the reason why this is a discussion is because I'm pretty sure Scarlett Johansson was supposed to play a relatively serious role involving a transgender person. It's like, well, if this is a serious role, why don't you get somebody who actually knows what the fuck it means to be transgender, right? Because nobody gives a fuck if it's satire, because, like, that's not the point. If it's a serious role, you want to kind of portray yourself, or if it's a serious enough role, you might want to portray yourself more. And now in the future, this might not matter at all, because, like, there'll be equal roles. But right now, literally no transgender people, or like a very small minority of people in the industry are transgender, and an even smaller minority of those people actually get to play a transgender role. So when a transgender role comes up in a major movie and you're like, no, we'll just get a straight person to do it, it's kind of like, well, we exist, you know?
Democratic Party fully embraces and pushes. Yesterday, Chuck Schumer, the Senate Minority Leader, he said that he is fully with Joe Biden on mandating from the federal government that transgender people be allowed to use the bathroom of their choice. Now, it seems to me that if my wife is uncomfortable with a
This is a dumb... Hold on.
male walking into a bathroom or a locker room where she is undressing at the gym, that is perfectly within her purview. That seems like not inappropriate at all to me. But the...
Okay, so... What the fuck is this guy's name again? So you're totally comfortable with this guy being in the women's... Like, any of these people being in the women's change room? You're totally fine with these people being in the women's change because they're all chicks apparently to you. All these people are chicks. They should all be in the women's change room. All of these people. Every single last one of them. This guy included. Yep. All of these people go to the female change room. Go to the female change room. Okay, yep. All these people got to go to the female change room. Sorry. Female change room for you. Like what the fuck? What the fuck you talk? This guy, go to the female change room. Sorry, bro. You're actually like what the fuck point are you bringing up? Like it's so dumb. Like Ben is or as Ben's Hey Ben. This chick's gotta take a piss right next to you, bro. All these chicks gotta take a piss right next to you. Be in the change room with you. Okay? What the fuck? Okay? all these chicks. They're right next to you in the change room, bro. They gotta be. By law. You're so dumb.
The federal government has now decided under...
That's the only... There's no other point to bring... I don't even think there's anything else I could possibly argue to be more... It's just on the face stupid. And that's the reason. Like, are you seriously just gonna... It's not like these cases are like fringe. It's not like people transition and get full surgeries to look like a dude as much as possible. Like,
democratic auspices that men and women
it's not like I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm a woman now. Hey, I'm walking into the fucking change room. Like, no, you dipshit. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly the same. That gender is completely fluid. None of this makes any internal sense, by the way. If men and women are completely the same, there's no reason for you to declare yourself a man. Man equals woman means woman equals woman.
Yeah, see? Okay, so now so this is the problem. How do I describe this simply? Like, this is the problem with everyone gets at. So now he's arguing the point I argued before a little bit in a stupid roundabout way. Right? Where, like, in a perfect world, gender wouldn't matter. But he is like, it's like, you know, like the standard thing. A equals B, and if A equals B and B equals C, does A equal C? No. A equals B. What's the better way to describe this? Is if all, like, you know, you get the circles. If all phones. Sorry, this is a better way to describe it. Okay, not the other way. If all phones are red, is something that is red a phone? That's a better way to describe it. Okay, so if all water bottles are this color blue, is something that's this color blue a water bottle? No, of course not. Okay, other things that can be this color. Or, yeah, all phones are red. So if something is red, is it a phone? No, different things can be their color, different things. So he's confusing that. He's like blowing it up, saying like, "Oh, okay, you guys are struggling with gender now. Well, isn't the world? Gender shouldn't even matter, bro. Just like it's like, yeah, but the reason we can't get rid of gender norms now is because of people like you, buddy. Like, you're the reason we have to struggle through this shit. Okay? Now, of course, there's other things because feelings get involved. Of course, like people like feel certain ways, and that's totally valid and everything like that. But you're sitting here arguing that that you can't transition, and like women are specifically women, and there's nothing you can do to stop that. But now you're arguing that like, oh, it doesn't even matter. You can't transition anyways because like, oh, they're just you argue that they're just like norms and stuff anyways, so just ignore them or blah blah blah. It's like.
Right? I mean, this is just the basic transitive property. In any case, here's Chuck Schumer, fully green, right? Self a man. Man equals woman means woman equals woman. Right? I mean, this is just the basic transitive property. In any case, here's Chuck Schumer. The same. There's no reason for you to.
I'm just gonna.
Women are exactly the same. That gender is completely fluid. None of this makes any internal sense, by the way. If men and women are completely the same, there's no reason for you to declare yourself a man. Man equals woman means woman equals woman.
Yeah. See what I'm talking about? So she's construing, or he's taking the argument that there's no difference between men and women, which is true, because like there really isn't. Okay, but he's forgetting that we're introducing something called feelings. Okay, people like to we as humans, we see patterns, blah, blah, blah. We have a social thing, okay? And that social thing currently involves gender roles. That's why we have the word gender and sex. It's because we have a list of things that we typically associate with two different genders. But those things in reality don't matter at all. That's why we say there's no difference between men and women, because some women can grow beards. Some men can't grow beards. Women can chop down trees. Men can cook. Like, right? There's no... When we're talking about gender, that's what we mean. Or when we're talking about there's no difference between men and women, that's what we mean. But the issue is that we currently live in a society where people still feel like they are a certain way because of how they identify. Like, right? Like, because, like, if we could take this to me, even though I don't really give a fuck about this, right? I would say that I identify as a man because I have facial hair, I do things that I consider manly, blah, blah, blah. Like, but things that I might consider manly, other people might not, right? I might consider, I don't fucking know. I might consider playing video games manly. Let's just say that. But other people might, like Jesse Lee Peterson, consider that beta, right? Like, not manly at whatsoever.
Right? I mean, this is just the basic transitive property. In any case, here is Chuck Schumer, fully greenlighting the Democratic agenda, which is fully in line with all of this silliness and anti-logic nonsense. And again, Ellen Page or
and then he moves into stuff like anti-logic. Sure, it's anti-logic, but your position on it is also anti-logic, right? Because none of this involves logic. It's all about human emotion, basically, right? And, I mean, you can derive logic from human emotion. Because that's like, right? Like, it's logical for me to want to stab you in the face if you kill my brother, right? Even though those are two emotional, that's like an emotional reaction. It can still be logical. Does that make sense? So, anyways.
Elliot Page is allowed to do whatever she wants to do today, but she does not get to dictate what the rest of us say about things as basic as biological sex and capital T truth. Okay, but here's the Democratic Party pushing this stuff.
Joe Biden said that on his first day of office, he will give transgender students access to sports, bathrooms, and locker rooms in accordance with their gender identity in all federally funded schools. Do you think he has the ability to do this, and do you agree with this decision?
I agree with the decision, and I know he'll check things out thoroughly legally.
Okay, I'm sure
that sounds totally like a milquetoast answer.
This will all work out just fantastically well. I'm sure, and don't feel bullied. Don't feel as though you are being forced to change long-standing and, for all of human history, held opinions.
See? Traditionalism, which has nothing to do with logic. You're talking about people being illogical? Traditionalism is illogical. You're saying that these things should stay the same because they were once this way. There's no logic that follows that. That's pure opinion, pure feelings, pure anything, okay? This is traditionalism. This is stupid.
The non-malleability of sex. It is all because...
and then he brings in sex again. Again, we're not talking about sex, okay? Talking about gender. It's just important to hammer that down every time he says the word sex, because nobody's talking about sex. We're talking about gender. And then he'll say, oh, well, gender is just a byproduct of sex. Well, then why do we have the redundant word called gender? Oh, well, because the world is stupid. No. Because there's a difference between sex and gender. That's why we have the two words. Gender is not a byproduct of sex. We make it seem like it is because we have assigned certain roles to fit certain sexes. But that's not how it works. We're discovering that gender is pretty much whatever you feel like you identify as. And the way you identify has basically almost nothing to do with the chromosomes you were like given, biologically given at birth, because a lot of this stuff is like how you were brought up. That gives you the ideas of what you describe yourself as. Blah blah blah. Huge biological talk. I don't care.
You're discriminatory in your mind. Don't worry about the fact that this is all illogical and makes no sense. The media have told you that a thing is so, and therefore it is so.
And you think that things should stay so because they were so. Right? So, media thinks that because something is said, therefore it is, and you think because something was, something is. I don't understand how illogical both those statements are. One, because like the media is not going with that. Or, I mean, it doesn't even matter, because the way he's arguing it, right? Like, oh, the media is saying that because something is said, therefore it is. It's like, no, you're just yeah, if I say my name is Matt, right? I'm the one who dictates what my name is. So yes, if I say something, but the what he's getting confused with is that he thinks that gender is like the color of this book. Okay, this book is blue, and I can't change that. If I say this book is red, it doesn't change the color of this book. Okay, so that's what he's getting confused with, is that he thinks that the same way this book is blue is the same way that gender is like the way it is, but it's not. Gender is more like how I name myself. Oh, I'm Matt, and because I say I'm Matt, therefore I am Matt.
And also, if you mention it, it's because you're obsessed with these issues. This is one of my favorites. Is that you say something as radical as men and women are exactly the same and a man can become a woman, and then I say no. And they're like, why are you even paying attention to this? Why are you even making an issue out of this?
I don't think anyone gives a
I'm
fuck.
not. You guys are.
Oh no, you're literally making an issue out of this, actually. This is a fucking 9-minute video of you talking about how this is an issue. Nobody fucking asked you.
I'm sorry, but you purveyors of new truths that have nothing to do with science, logic,
Says the man who just talked about fucking traditionalism somewhere over here.
reason, the answer is no. The answer is no. I do not go along with your mandatory take on the world, and I don't think Americans should either. That's not an excuse for being nasty to people. It's not an excuse for discrimination. It is a recommendation that we all speak real truths when they are available. And it happens to be a real truth that Elliot Page was, and will remain a woman, even if Elliot Page believes that she is a man. And you're under no obligation, moral or...
So just because you say it, therefore it is. Oh, interesting. Interesting, weird dichotomy you got going on there. That's a yikes from me.